Hello everybody, this is AYB. Anyway, time for another guide video, and this time I'm going to talk about base grades, level grades, how to max out your units, character fragments, and a little bit about Hyperboost. Anyway, with that said, I noticed that over 80% of you guys haven't subscribed yet, so if you're enjoying my content, be sure to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell icon for any of my future videos. Anyway, time for the intro.
Changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and I won't look back ever again.
Every unit in the game has a base grade along with the regular grade. For this video at least, I'll call regular grades level grades, just to make sure you know the difference between them and base grades. Anyway, I'll start with base grades. The base grade ranges from 2 star to 4 stars, with 2 stars requiring the least amount of resources to max them out, but being the weakest and mostly used for support, to 4 stars often used for playing League and Challenge Battle, along with adding more character percentage to your support, but in turn requiring the most resources out of other units. Learning to know what units to max out and which to ignore or develop over time is important for not just your support, but managing your resources. I'll discuss this later. And I already have a character support guide, so be sure to check that out on the top right corner. But I can also make a guide on getting every resource in the game, from character orbs to rainbow diamonds. Just a warning for that video though. It might be pretty long since there's so many items in this game to cover. Moving on to level grades. They range from 2 star to 6 star. When you first obtain a unit, they start off as their base grade, but they can reach up to 6 star. Unlike base grades, the level grade affects your capped level. For example, 2 star Charlo starts off as a 2 star, and you can only level him up to 20. To rank up or increase his level cap further, you'll need his character fragments. Character fragments can be obtained from pulling, League Battle, Boss Battle, adding them to special training, or buying their fragments from the shop or any event shops. I'll go over each method in the live demonstration. The amount of character fragments or character frags you need are dependent on the current grade of the unit. Over time, you'll need more and more character frags as you rank up. So let's say I get a Jabra from pulling. He's a 4 star and level capped at 60. For 5 star and a level cap of 80, I either need to pull him 2 more times or obtain 400 character frags. For 6 star and level 100, I need double that, yes. I either need to pull him 4 more times, or I need 100 character frags, or a mixture of both. Since this is a very lengthy and resource draining process, I highly recommend focusing on your Luffys, Choppers, and any of your main units first. Luffys have a bunch of character tags, and while you could focus on percentage in the beginning, it'll make things a lot easier once you focus on character traits. Choppers have the Zoan tag, which reduces damage you receive from enemies with the element you're weakest against, arguably making this the most important tag in the game. And of course your main units should be as strong as possible, but because of how long getting character frags can take, most players aim for a 5 star unit at level 80 before using them in League Battle. Before I get to the live demonstration, let me just point this out here. You cannot obtain EX frags from League Battle or Boss Battle. The only way to obtain EX frags, other than pulling, is special training or the relevant shops, which is another reason I don't recommend focusing on EXs. Feel free to use the units you have or spend your crystal frags on them, but make 100% sure you need/want that unit before wasting your time and resources on them, because you will not get those resources back. Alright, as you can see, I just pulled Jabra. I don't remember which banner I got him from, but hey, I got him. But as you can see, I haven't even leveled him up yet. He's only at level 60. I need quite a bit of frags for him. Right now, I need about 399 to get him up to 5 star. Now, I could use my EX orbs, but I do not recommend doing this. Only use it for your most important units. What you want to do is just level them up naturally in Survival 100. And I'll show you how to get tickets for Survival 100 too. So go to the shop, go all the way down. Here you go. There's also tickets for 60-second battle too, so buy those, along with any other goodies that you see here. You want to skip those metal fragments though, they're so useless in my opinion. But yeah, you get random fragments from 2 stars. 2 stars you really need to also work on. And then just look for any Luffys and Choppers you need frags for. You really need to focus on maxing out units, especially your 2 star and 3 stars. Because when you do so, you get Hyperboost, which is a very, very awesome thing for your account. So if you ever see any gold symbol to the right of someone's account, like there's a golden circle or something, I can show you guys later, but that's what a Hyperboost is. And when you fully max out a unit, like you get them 52 out of 52 boost, then you'll also get some stats for it. But you won't just get stats toward that character in general, you'll get stats for your whole account. Let's say I max out an Alabasta Usopp. Once I do that, it could give me plus defense 8, and you can get up to 2 hyper boosts per person you hyper boost. So just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that as of uploading this video, some banners or event shops might not appear, but just keep in mind that there are different event shops and different banners that you can use. So I'm just giving you some examples. As you can see, you can get Kuzan, you can get Kizaru, Akainu, and then another Kuzan. So it's not the EX Kuzan or the EX Akainu either, but you know, they also have boost orbs, skill orbs, XP orbs, and bounty coins. So I highly recommend not getting the skill 2 orbs because you can just get those from the cola shop, but I do recommend getting the skill 1 orbs, all of the boost orbs, especially the special skill orbs. And I do highly recommend getting bounty coins, especially if you don't even have access to the cola shop. Really just buy everything that you can, especially the fragments. And unless you use Blackbeard pirates, I don't recommend getting the silver transfer medals at all. But yeah, just let you know it's there. And then there is another battle point shop that you can use, but you have to spend a few of your real dollars on it, which sucks. And these are for Bounty Fest, so that sucks. But then there is also season points. So at the end of every season you can get points from it, and they have all kinds of characters that you have, so no getting any characters that you don't have unfortunately, but if you do have them you can get frags for them here. Do highly recommend, instead of getting those skins, which they look amazing, you know, do whatever you want with your account at the end of the day, but in terms of using your seasonal points effectively, I do recommend going all the way to the bottom, looking at any 2 stars or 3 stars you have, and maxing them out as quickly as possible. Because as you can see, when you've already gotten them to 6 star, you still need more frags for them, and you can get up to 200 with about 20 seasonal points, so that's basically a steal. But keep it in mind. Anyway, moving on to League Battle, so you can get fragments from here. Still just telling you about that. There's also Challenge Battle. Sometimes there is Boss Battle though. And with Boss Battle, that one gives you crystal fragments. So because of that, I do highly recommend that you grind out those boss battles as much as you possibly can. You know, if you need to take a weekend to just grind boss battle, you know, pay that 10 or whatever entry fee that it is, grind it out. You have to, you know, you can get entry tickets every day for boss battle, so be sure to use up all the tickets that you have. So, you know, for the last boss battle, it was Doflamingo. I had, I think, a little bit over 300. So I spent about a day or two just grinding it out and making sure I didn't have any more of the entry fee left. Keep in mind that you do also have rooms. Making your own rooms doesn't cost you any of the entry fee, so if you need to play a little bit more, you can do that too. Now for special training, I have Ichiji and Jabra on the treadmill, so they'll just be running around. There are different amounts of time for each unit, so for Ichiji and Jabra, since they're 4-star, they take about 5 hours, and after those 5 hours, they each get a fragment. And as you can see, there is a lock button all the way to the right. I'll explain that in a little bit, but first, I'm going to talk about cheer. So cheer is a very useful thing. If you're in, you need to be in an alliance pretty much, because every day you have to go to your alliance and then just click on this top right button right here that says cheer, and there you go, you have cheered. So you and everyone in your alliance gets that cheer bonus up, and it can go up to 20, and when it gets to 10 every day, then you could just click on that and then it will lower your treadmill by 5 hours. So it'll basically give you free fragments for it. You can get a free frag or free fragments depending on which units you put into the treadmill. So if you put any 2 stars and 3 stars, you'll probably get multiple frags from it. And all the way down on the bottom right, you can just claim your fragments from it. And then there's also the Boost Rush 14. I would very much recommend it. You can also get free stuff from it, so crystal orbs, bounty coins, special boost orbs as well, and then 4-star crystal fragments. So with all that said, I think the Boost Rush 14 is worth it, at least if you do have the money for it and you don't really mind spending a bit on the game here and there. I do highly recommend it. It can help you open up that slot as well. So you only have 2 slots for units to be on special training, but with this Boost Rush 14 you can get up to 3 units. So yeah, an all-around very useful thing that you should buy if you're a plankton or a whale or anything. You do have to spend some bounty coins for special training. Every 12.5 hours or so you have to keep filling it up, but I'd say every time you log into the game, just go to special training and make sure to fill them up, because if you don't fill them up, then they won't get frags. So Ichichi and Jabra will stop running on the treadmill. I'll show you some banners you should probably pull on for crystal fragments. So you have the Luffy banner. They give you a ticket every single day, but any Luffy that you could think of will likely be on here, so there's no reason for you to not pull on this one. There's just a single banner. I usually don't like single banners, but this one will give you crystal fragments for Yamato, which is amazing. So if you're close to getting Yamato, I do recommend pulling on that, or pulling on this banner right here. So pull at least once, since it's only like 30 gems. And you can also get fragments as well. I also recommend pulling on this banner as well, simply because you not only get a free multi, but you know, the first pull is 30 gems, and you're also guaranteed at least 1 4-star unit. Also, another thing to show you guys, if you want any of the cola units, you can just buy their fragments from here. One last thing for this video, let me go over Hyperboost really quickly. I'll be sure to do a video on boosts in general, but just showing you what Hyperboosts are all about. So, Film Red Luffy, I got Hyperboost for both, for him. So for him, it increases my attack by 2 and then by 4. So a total of 6. So I have 6 attack, and not just for Luffy, but for any unit that I use in this game. Like, it applies to my whole account. So let me go to my 4-star Onami. As you can see, I haven't even boosted to her because it's way too many resources. Like, look at this. It's ridiculous. And look at all those fragments. Granted, it costs the same amount of fragments regardless if it's 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, but when it comes to the orbs, it costs way more orbs to get them to Hyper Boost. And honestly, unless you're a whale, I wouldn't say it's worth it. Granted, she'll give me 11 HP if I max booster, but yeah. And if you're wondering what these orbs are that you need, just go into, I always forget where it is, but go into crystal orbs, and you can get the amount that she needs from here. Keep in mind that you have separate orbs from it. These are not 4-star crystal orbs. I always get those two mixed up, but just know those are not 4-star crystal orbs that you use for fragging someone. That's for getting them to Hyper Boost. So that's how I remember it. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to 2-star Robin now and work on her. I still have a lot of frags to go, but I can get her orbs right here, so I'm just gonna go through that now. Just go to Crystal Orbs, get 20 of her orbs right here. Just get as much as you need for character, so look at whatever character you're trying to hyper boost and see what they need. And as you can see, all I need are the frags and I can completely hyper boost her once I'm ready. So hopefully I'll go from hyper boost 10 to hyper boost 12. And there are some people with 100 hyper boost with 200 hyper boost. That's all I have to say for this video. So be sure to like, subscribe, and click on that bell icon for any of my future videos. Anyway, see you later!
Jana!